All right. Can everybody see my screen? Perfect. All right. All right. Welcome to the Day Trade Room. If you're with us on YouTube, it is Trade With Me Thursday. So let's take a look here, see what's going on. The S&P kind of sideways. It's nice when you see something out the gate. Got a double 15-minute Harami here trying to break higher on the S&P. I like that quite a bit, to be honest with you. That's a good looking move. Good looking move. Looks like we're going to try to come back up through the 68.14 area. You've got a nice bullish Harami here bullish hammer Harami here off the 30-minute. That's only a 7-point risk. A break higher, I might look to take that long. I know that's out of the gate trade 90% of the time, 95% of the time. We do not take trades straight out of the gate. But sometimes when you get the setup, you got to jump on them. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's look at that. We got this double 15-minute. It's coming through. This is pretty. I wish I'd have seen that. Did you take that, Rames? This is 4.5 already to make 3.5. If this can hold and move up, I would like to break this 68.14. Our levels from yesterday are still pretty much intact. Trying to get back up into 68.27. This is where we failed yesterday. I would be very cautious at that zone. We'll call it 68.26, and we want to get into 68.31. That was almost the high of yesterday. We got yesterday's open, and then 68.45 is the bigger zone. On the downside movement, we hit a lot of those downside targets pretty quickly. I like that 67.25 on the break. If that breaks, I think we go to 83 and then on down. All right. So right now I'm getting teed up bullish. I like this bullish, or that just broke. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for the continuation move. There's that jump. I was hoping that was going to hold. If it did, that would have been a sweet little entry there. No worries. We'll wait for it. Being patient's better anyway. All right, looking at the NASDAQ, great hold of 25,000. This was one of the zones that we marked out. This is a massive daily zone. We're probably going to try to come back up into 25.1, retest this little 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock high. This is where the news broke of the U.S. breaking the ceasefire, if that's true or not, I don't know. And it might have even been that other country that cannot be named because we're live streaming. Same situation here. Harami break, good move up. This is a really pretty break. Just that 15-minute pop right there. That's really pretty. Let's see how we respond right here at 25,079. If this were to roll over and come all the way back down through the range, if we break 25, 27.50, to me, that's a good potential drop on down. Into the 7:30 news. So we'll call that 24. We'll call that 25,000. And then 24,953, which is that almost overnight session low. So let's see how buyers respond here. Let's see how buyers respond here. When we jump over to our actual, let's go to our day trade charts. Apple continuing to try to move a little higher. Amazon, good jump and continuation. Nvidia pulling back a little bit. Microsoft looks terrible. The fact the market's up 2% yesterday and Microsoft gaps, gives up all the gains, fills the gap, and is continuing down is not a good signal for them. Meta with a good continuation move. At this point, we've got a lot of potential transitions on this Mag 7 group. We just got to see if they keep going. I mean, Tesla's struggling big time. And then look at Bitcoin, right? This is trying to hold silver and gold. Neither one could keep their momentum going as of yet. Let's see if these guys can get their footing and help push. Again, nice little 5-minute continuation. This is that 920. It's only 2.5 points, potential jump up into 9. Let's change out our options. Go to the 9th. I thought I did that already. What are we trading at? We're trading at 74.70. These are 73s. That's fine. This one's already changed out. Maybe I only changed out my puts. Puts, I'm going to keep at 76. I'm going to keep those at 76. We did take some banger trades yesterday in the swing trade room for those of you who are with us. If you're with us, we took a 5-minute trade at 11:40 yesterday. That was awesome. I know Amber took that one. Back here. We took this 5-minute trade here, which was a banger. And then I actually took this one after that trade room. This ended up being fantastic. And then I took this guy as well. That stopped me out off that big one. And I was Dunsky. Great trades. That was easy trend trades. If you want to get an idea of like, man, what would be a perfect transition trend trade to look for, go back to yesterday and just study this chart. This is gorgeous, right? So here's this downtrend. Here's this move up. This is where we kind of left off yesterday. There's that drop, found support. There's your fail, broke a high, pullback. This is your first transition trade. This is the one that we called out in our swing trade room. Good push up, pullback, another continuation trade, entry, move up, pullback. I did not take the engulfing, but we got back above these moving averages, took that harami, great continuation trade there. And so this little series right here, go study this movement from yesterday. In fact, I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'm going to do you a solid real quick. I'm going to screenshot this. And I'll drop it in our chat. That is beautiful, beautiful price action. There you go. I'll drop that in the chat for you. That's really pretty price action. It's what we want to see. What we want to see. What we're getting right now is what we don't want to see. There's an engulfing, broke a low, came back up, broke a high. That's a fake trigger, drop, broke a low, back up, went engulfing. And so if you're trying to scalp this 1 minute here, right, here's this big inverted hammer, you just got stopped. Okay, well, I'm going to take the continuation move. I'm in it. You actually wouldn't have got stopped. Yeah, well, you would have got stopped here. Now you've got this engulfing. I'm going to take this move. Maybe this works. Maybe it doesn't. I want to let the dust settle here. See where we're at. Right now, we're over that 68.14. This should open the door to keep going, although the NASDAQ does not look very pretty right here. At all. $68.17 a quarter is going to be a zone. Let's watch this 23 level first. Let's watch this level first. If this can hold and break higher and we get some bullishness on the NQ, I would look to take this long. If we can get like a 5-minute setup. I would look to take that long. Apple rolling over, going negative. Nvidia still negative. Microsoft very negative. Those are not good signals here. Google very negative. If you go look at the NASDAQ right here off the 5-minute, engulfing Harami, this looks like we're going to attempt a transition short. And then if we go look at the NQ, if I can bring it over here for us, we go look at the NQ here. Bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. We go take out this low. That's a bearish engulfing as well. Don't know if we do. That's going to be a bearish engulfing here off the 1 hour as well on the NQ. So we've got the ES. This is an engulfing, trying to get a hammer right now on the NQ. But then you have the ES. Looks a lot more bullish here. Not an engulfing yet. Not an engulfing yet. So the question is, who's going to be today's pack leader? In the meantime, while we're trying to figure that out, we use our fidget spinner or journal or drink water or do whatever you want to do. Here's my fidget spinner. Love it. Meantime, write in your journal why you're not taking trades at the moment. You don't have a fidget spinner yet? Got to get your fidget spinner, man. Look at the back and forth there off the 1 minute. Look at the back and forth there. Now, I'd like to see what this 5-minute does. We had and do have news today. Just a heads up. I like going to factory for it or Forex Factory. You've got core PCE price index. This came in basically in line. Final GDP, not as good as we wanted it to be. Unemployment claims, higher than we wanted it to be. Personal income, down instead of up. Personal spending, a little lower than expectations. Final GDP price, basically in line. We've got wholesale inventories, which isn't a big deal. It's a yellow folder. We'll see what happens on that. That's the only thing that could impact us today outside of a tweet. Tomorrow, core CPI, that's going to be a big one in the morning, but it's pre-market. And then we have this consumer sentiment idea going on as well. Got a 5-minute bullish Harami on the NQ here. Heads up for you NQ traders. This is not a terrible setup, but it's not ideal either. 57-point risk. If we were to close Harami here at like 36 points and break higher, this would be a double 5-minute break. If this ES holds, I'm going to trade the ES here. If this ES can hold a Harami, which fingers crossed, that's going to be about a 5-point risk. Looking for this move up into 68.23. Let's see if this can hold. Yep, 3 minutes left. Most likely the NQ will hold. And we'll take it from there. If you're joining us on YouTube, we appreciate y'all. There's your breakup off the 5. Let's see how big of a push we actually get. NQ just broke its 5-minute. It's struggling at 25,079.50 though. Might be a little half size. Little half size day here. I do like this Harami off the 1.75 risk. That's a quick, cute trade. Lots of volatility here, though. There's your continuation move off that one. Still waiting. Still waiting on an entry here. Slow grind higher. Amazon starting to rock and roll. Nvidia trying to get positive. Meta's cranking. Good continuation push here. What I was really hoping for was this one of these, at least this, like one of these two guys holding a Harami. If this guy would have held a Harami, that little 2.25, I would have taken that. I'm not just going to take a bigger continuation candle. Not yet. I was hoping for a 5-minute as well, especially on the NQ here. I was hoping that 5-minute Harami held. It did not. 57-point risk. You're up 30 off that if you took it, which 30 points on the NQ ain't bad. $600 a contract, $60 per MES or MNQ. Want to get up into 23. Overnight session high. Is 27. So we want to get to 23, then 27, then 31. That breaks the big bearish engulfing off the 1 hour from yesterday. So if we're looking at this, our next two targets, 23, 27, 31, high of opening session, and then high of yesterday. This is bigger upside target right here. That's going to be your bigger upside target off the ES. NQ just went from like a bearish engulfing to a very bullish look. Nice continuation move up, engulfing here off the 30. Target at this point is going to be 25,142. Decent pullbacks, and I would look to take those long. In the meantime, you spin the fidget spinner and wait. Let's see if this 5-minute can hold. MES looks a little bit more violent than the ES does. Today, I think, is the last day if you're going to go with Apex for futures trading prop firms. You're going to go with Apex on something. I think today is the last day to sign up for that. It's 90% off if you want to do one of those. I do like Apex. I use them. There's a lot of other new ones in the space with different rules. Apex just changed their rules, which is always a bummer. And we wait. we wait? 2.75 to make 3.25. I mean, the biggest thing is just being, the key to any prop firm and really trading in itself is risk management. It's risk management. I am glad they did like an end of day drawdown. I think that's significantly more realistic. An intraday drawdown is not terrible. It's not a terrible, unrealistic idea, because in the middle of the day, if you blow an account in the middle of the day, you blow an account in real life. You know what I'm saying? And so if I were to take trades in real life and I've got 10 grand in my futures account and I lose 5,000, I'm actually down 5 grand. I can keep trading, but I'm down 50%. And so having those intraday drawdowns to me keeps you safe. What I don't like is the trailing drawdown from a max position. I think that's redonkulous. I think it should be from a closed position, meaning, if this fires long, I'm going to look to take this bullish. But if we took this and let's say that it runs and it runs and it runs, it gets up into 68.31, I take some of this off and then it drops and I end up stopping out at 68.23, that difference there is considered a drawdown. I think that's ridiculous because the overall trade's profitable. I do like this. This is a nice hammer harami at 7.25 points. I'm going to look to take that into that dotted line. Where are we at over here on the option? 13%. That's not bad at all on the option. We will look to take that as well. This looks pretty solid on a setup here. This is a bigger risk. Yeah, that's the downside, man. I like runners. I like having runners and running them. All right, so 7.25, that's going to be about a $360 risk per contract. So I'm going to take this about half size. On a break. If we break up, I'm looking for this break continuation higher. If it breaks lower, what I want to see is this red bar turn black going up. If this breaks down, if it drops and we go break this low, I'll cancel these orders out. But just so you know, this is where I'm at. This is what I got teed up. That's how I've got this teed up. I got a buy stop just above that order. So if this pops, it'll get me into the trade. Doing the same thing on my option here. We'll see if it triggers, doesn't trigger, all the fun things. Right now, it looks like we're going to roll over. NQ rolling over. ES rolling over, canceling that order out. So I'm going to cancel this order. We'll remove this idea. We'll remove this idea. No trigger, no trade. No trigger, no trade. That's something that you hear me say all the time. What's it mean? It means if I don't get the setup and follow through, I'm not going to take the trade. So what's the setup? The setup here is this guy. What did I want to see happen? This. If that happens, I'm in the trade, right? This candle turns black. And then I look for the move up into 68.27. That's a 1-to-1. That's our other upside target. And then we're trying to get up into 68.31. Right now, this looks like we could reverse. If we go take out this low of our opening 15-minute bar, that could be a reversal. And that would be an engulfing. Oh, they're going to. NQ may try to do it. This would be nasty. Bullish engulfing, take out by a tick, drop, bearish engulfing off the 15, bearish engulfing off the 30, bearish engulfing off the 1 hour. If the NQ can get down there, that would be just gnarly, dude. That's a market maker's dream trying to make that happen. So I'm going to still hang out, still bullish at the moment. Still in a bullish environment overall. How do I know? Because the chart is showing bullish flow. Move up, pull back, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. If we take out this level, now, if we take this level out, move up here and drop, this is where I'd look to get bearish, coming on down into 6,800 round number, 67.95. 1 minute trying to do it. The 1 minute's trying to do it here, right? Here's this move up, pull back, lower high, lower low, potential lower high. If this breaks, this is a 1 minute drop into 68.08. But we're bullish off the 5. Higher time frames take more precedent. You want the higher time frame to be in alignment with the lower time frame. We ain't got it. Not yet. NQ does have it. Oh, they did it. It did do it. Look at that. It did it according to the prophecy. Engulfing, engulfing, engulfing. NQ getting it done on both sides. That market maker is just jacking with people today, baby. Running stops. That's fun. So I use my fidget spinner. Apple starting to get significantly worse sold here. If Apple takes out this low, this opens the door to come back to 245. Amazon, I actually like Amazon for transition. NVIDIA still looking bearish. This is not giving up the ghost. If NVIDIA gives this ghost up and we go fill that gap, market's in trouble. Microsoft giving it up. Meta here, I like this for a transition. If we come back into 600, that's got some potential bullishness. AVGO trying to break resistance. TSM. Google in major resistance falling. Tesla looks terrible. AMD's not bad. What's going to be interesting is it was rumored, I don't know how true this is, that whatever attack was yesterday, that other country perpetrated, took out some Chinese infrastructure or some kind of deal between Iran and China. And if China enters this fray, you're going to see Taiwan semiconductors take a dive. So be careful with that. Because if China gets into the mix of it, that'll escalate everything in Iran. And I don't see us doing anything in Iran and in Taiwan. That's a personal opinion. I'm not a geopolitical guy. I'm going to start switching over to puts here. NQ starting to break down significantly more. Target on the NQ now is going to be 25,000 and then 24,983. 24,983 is the next target. This is a bearish engulfing all the way around. Buyers came in off the 15-minute. This shows conviction, right? We took that out. Boom. Insta selling. These guys just got stopped out. Bullish engulfing, continuation move off the doji sandwich. This is actually a pretty one-to-one. By the way, this is 62 points. Here's that 47-point move. 95. I don't want to say if this was hit at 48, almost one-to-one here. There's that drop. engulfing off the 30. If we can hold and roll over and come down right here, that's a pretty good entry into 24,983. ES still trying to show up bullish though. Look at the difference. NQ, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. This bullish hammer. Like if this gets taken out, that is a signal to go long. I'm not going to take it because I don't like the divergence in the NQ and the ES, but it is a signal to go long. If you look at the 5-minute NQ here, you're at the low of the day. You're underneath your EMAs here. This is a potential pullback to keep going. This is all this is right now on the ES is a pullback into 5-minute support to see if we can't break up through 68.21, 68.23, 68.27. NQ, potential transition short. So on the NQ, if we take out this low, that's a signal to get into 24,983, 24,953. ES, if we break this low, that's a signal just to come back into bigger support at 68.05. If we break this high, that just potentially puts in a lower high, maybe a retest of 25.79 and drop. If we break this high, that's a continuation of the bullish uptrend that we've got, seeing if we can't get into 68.23. So you've got divergence here that you really don't want to trade through, right? The NQ and ES, they're buddies. You want them to be, this is like they're brothers, man. They move together. Typically, the Russell and the Dow move together. And so you want these guys to be friends, not enemies. You've got a potential transition here off the 1 minute for 2.5. I'm not taking that, but it's a potential transition trade. Back up. I do want to see if it works. I'm not taking this trade. I just want to see if it works. 30 seconds till news. We'll see if that news pops you into that 68.18.75. Potentially it does. We had a lot of energy today. I can feel the energy in my body today. All right, just journaling that. Again, what's the purpose of journaling? It's to get whatever's going on the inside of you out so that you can make better decisions. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like repentance. It's how you deal with things. You acknowledge it. Can't deal with something that you keep in the dark. So you journal your emotions, you journal how you're feeling. Personally, I just wrote down, I feel the energy in my body today, mindful of that jittery feeling, still waiting and no trade at 10 a.m. Being patient. I know it's boring to sit and not do anything. It's boring to wait. But it's also one reason that we have the win rate that we have. That coffee's been kicked in, Chief. My new office that I will be building, it's got, I'm going to have a walking pad in there with a standing desk. I already told Kate, so I'm going to get one of those standing desks that kind of rise and fall, you know? And I'm going to have me a little walking pad so I can be walking more. Again, this looks really nice right here. This 5-minute Harami, 4.5. A retest of this high is 3.5 to 4.5. This looks really solid. Downside is the NQ does not look solid at all. All right, you got two different trades here. Trade number one, a breakdown on the NQ. If this breaks, you're looking to take that bearish into 24.9. A break up here would be trying to come up, back up as ideally into 25.75, which is essentially that high. A break up here is a retest of this high. A breakdown here is just dropping back to that VWAP. Okay, so there's your break up. I'm not taking this trade because it didn't hold. I wanted that Harami to hold. If I'm just trading the ES and I'm not looking at the NQ at all, I'm getting ready to go bullish here. Looking at the NQ, I'm like, do I really want to try to go bullish here? This is where we would normally place some Mr. Douglas, talk about the Kung Fu fighting. We do have this 1 minute Harami. This might be a nice scalp. It's only 2 points, 1.5. What this would do is give you a continuation trade off that 5 minute up into this high. That's not bad. It's about a 2-point risk. I'm going to take that trade off. Nope, I'm not either because we broke up. I was going to take that trade off the 1 to see if we could get a transition here off the 5. I'm going to wait. Still waiting. Again, 1 minute not playing out a lot. Ramez, how's that NQ 1 minute doing? You keeping a tab on it?
Yeah, I mean, there were two setups, one winner, one loser. So
There you go. So if you took this trade, this would be a 2.5-point risk. You hit 1, you stop out, right? The reason I like this confirms your uptrend. I wanted this to hold. This would have been a 1.75. You would have made money on that. That's a 1 to 2 on that. You can't take this 3 point because now you're only at 2. This is essentially what we're wanting to see here is this continuation move. Had this 5 minute held Harami, giving us that 3.25. Now you're up 4.5, right? Even if it took this level, 4.5, now you're up 3.75, retesting this previous high like we talked about. I could have taken any of that if it held Harami. It didn't hold Harami. That's the setup I want to see. That's the setup I'm waiting on. And so because I'm not getting it, I don't take a trade. I don't take the trade. While we're waiting, though, I will address the difference in these call options versus the futures. So call options don't trade 24/7. Futures do. So when we look at the ES 5-minute futures, this is an uptrend with a retest at the moment. Now, if this rolls over, takes out this low, this is an in transition for a short. Looking at the 5-minute, this looks like a downtrend, right? Like a transitional trade. And so you might look at, if you're just watching the option, you may think to yourself, like, why are you trying to take a bullish trade here? This doesn't look bullish. We're taking this bullish trade off of the futures. And so this has not transitioned yet because this ended at yesterday's price action. We had the gap lower this morning. So that's instantly going to drop today's 0 DTE options. significantly because there's no theta left inside of the option. That theta decay comes out. Quick look here at SPX and the indices. Here's yesterday's high, failed. And by the way, this is a monthly level. Retested it, failed, retested it, failed. We're retesting it again, and currently we're failing. If you look at the Dow, good push up and just stuck currently. NASDAQ, gap up, failed, move up, failed, move up, failed. If the NASDAQ goes and takes out this low, which it could with Microsoft getting pummeled and Apple starting to give up some gains, if this were to drop, that opens the door for a gap fill. That would be nasty. That would be nasty. And we wait. And we wait. Stuck inside this range. Again, NASDAQ failing on that 5. Here's this low, move up, inverted hammer. If we roll over, again, we're about to have a new bar in 30 seconds. But if we roll over here, take out this low, that opens that door to drop. This is an inverted hammer in resistance. Notice that zone at 25.50. Hit it, failed, 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 rallied, supported it, moved up again, failed through it, using it as resistance, dropping. If this gets taken out, that opens that door to keep going short. And if that actually does give way here, now we may have a bearish engulfing off the ES 15 minute that we're about to try to go grab. This could be a transition. We may get some juice coming in now. In the words of Pauly Shore, squeezing the juice. You remember that movie? What was that? Encino Man? Squeezing the juice. The fact that that guy was super uber famous is crazy to me. I liked him. So they're like, who's Pauly Shore? I think Samwise was in that one too, right? Samwise Ganji. You got a 1 minute potential short here. Good continuation on the NQ. We have not gone engulfing off the ES. That is the engulfing target at 68.10. I'm not going to take that short off the 1 minute, but you could. 2.5, you're going to want to go take out that 0.5 in the next 3 minutes to go engulfing off the 15 and then potentially keep going to take out and flip the 30 minute and the 1 hour, which is going to be here. 68.08. This is what you call choppy mess. And this is why we don't trade these things. Good jump on Merck. It's a good trade. Oil kicking back up over 100. I told you guys yesterday, this is just a pullback right now. Everybody was freaking out. This is just a pullback. If things escalate and we shoot back up through here, whew, that could be trouble. Apple, well off its lows. There's your engulfing. There's your gap fill. Look at this. There's your gap fill by 8 cents. Buyers come right back in, push it up. All right, buyers trying to get something kicked off here. Nvidia going positive. Microsoft still looks terrible. Meta a little bit off its lows. I'd like Meta on a pullback. AVGO in resistance. This thing could fall back to 336. You got 1 minute for the ES here to drop 3 points. Let's see if we can do it. See if an engulfing comes in. I'm not taking any kind of trade right here. I'm just waiting. Did want to share something with y'all. I sent this to Ramez yesterday. Before this, this is from Unusual Wells. Before the ceasefire news that went out, there was a trader that opened 678 calls expiring on 4/10, which is tomorrow, at the close, and then closed it out the very next day. I want to say they ended up making they turned 4 million into 400 million or something, like some insane amount of number. Or maybe it was 40,000 into 4 million. It was an insane thing. And everybody's like, Barron Trump's killing it in the markets. All right, see if we can do it in 52 seconds. That's going to be seller's goal right here, is take this out. I don't know if it happens or not. It doesn't. Oh, okay. But we do have a turn signal. Now we've got our turn signal. Engulfing, continuation move, continuation move, continuation move. Holding 68.08. Look at this support right here, man. Pretty support. If this can break, move up and fail, that is a short. All right, so this is what we're looking for here. On the ES is a break. Either retest or take out these lows, move back up into resistance and fail. Take a short, target 1, target 2. That's what we're looking for here. We got 15 minutes left to try to take that trade in our session. I don't know if we get it or not. I'm tradeless at the moment. In Q, there's that inverted hammer that we talked about. Again, giant risk, 41 points. Now we're coming on down on the NQ into 24,983, like we talked about. Here's that full transition off the 1 minute short. Trying to get this transition off the 5 minute short. There's your target. Let's see if we get that bounce up. I'm thinking we probably go retest overnight session lows. And we wait. We just wait. Again, days like this aren't fun, but the nice part is it should teach you patience, because patience is all part of trading. Got this 1 minute short trying to set up here. With 5 seconds left. I don't know if I've got time to get an order in here. It's, what is that? 3 points. I'm not going to have time to catch this personally. If it triggers, maybe I do. I do. All right. I got my order in. Let's see if we can pop it and drop it. This is a scalp idea. NQ continuing to push lower. We should probably be shorting NQ rather than the ES. I'd like to see this thing go boom. Now, if this gives you a double harami, what you could do is actually drop this guy down, have a little bit lower risk there. There's your entry. Trading this with a little bit of small size, half size trade for me. Yeah, market makers could run stops on this. Let's see if we get into that 68.05. Seller's pretty aggressive right now on the NQ. We just need that aggression to hit this ES trade and would be all right. First trade. See what happens. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not my stop. That's my stop. That's my trade right here. 2.75. I'm actually half size on this. I'm fine if I stop out. What time is this at? 10:18. All right, that stopped me out. Got violent all of a sudden. Let's see if we get a 5-minute setup. There's your run back up. All right. 2.75. I had that, like I said, I had that half size. I was only 5 contracts on the MES. I'm okay with that. Here come buyers. Probably should have been taking shorts off the NQ instead. All right, writing all that down so I can remember what we did. Simba. That was a $75 loss. That's no big deal at all. Now, what I want to see though, this is a transition short. This is still short. What I was looking for was this continuation drop. I didn't know if we'd get it or not. I want to see this 5-minute. If this 5-minute inverted hammer can hold, I will 100% take this lower. If this can hold, this is a 3.25 risk, 3.75 risk. So let's call it 4 points. That's not bad at all. If this can hold, let's see if it does. You've also got the NQ here. Now the NQ sitting at 25,000, already kind of lower on the day. What we're looking for is a continuation trade here on the NQ down into 25,953. I want this 5-minute inverted hammer to hold. I don't know if it will. Nice part is there's not a huge range here. I like it. This was a good trade. Good stop. If this holds, that's what I'm looking for. I will take this option trade with it. That's 15%. What are we at? 76, 77 trading out. If this holds, I'm going to take this 77s. That's what I'd look to take here. That's a 12% risk at the moment. Now, this could drop, take out that low, and then get rocked. But we'll see. All right, that broke up. I still like this bearish. $5.25 now. I would take this. What is that? 5.25. Half size is 131. That's fine. I'll take this half size. All right. Looking for this 5-minute continuation move on both of these. 12% ish risk. Double check and make sure this is there. 12% risk, looking to come up, make that 12, 25, 40. Looking for this break to come on down. This is where we're at off the 5-minute. NQ still looks really good short here as well. It's 27-point risk. It's probably a better short if you wanted to take the NQ. See what our 5-minute gives us. Little 1-minute doji sandwich here with some potential. There's the order filled. Come on down, baby. Come on up, buddy. Let's go. A little bit more right here. Come on, Pop. Getting close to that 4-point risk. Good rollover and drop here. NQ looks fantastic. Probably should have grabbed that NQ. NQ just hit a 1-to-1. No, it didn't. That's a lie. I drew it off the wrong level. Hits a 1618. Notice that we're kind of in this zone right here. Buyers trying to come in right here in the zone of support. They could. This is where we want to get to. So I'm going to have a target just above that. Okay. Flirting with this option target. I'd love this to go Harami, pop down, tag 6,800. That'd be a good round number to go get. Would be the 6,800 in the 5-minute setup. Ideal scenario, we hit a 1-to-1, move our stop to even. Sellers flush this thing into a 1-to-2, 1-to-3. There you go. Come on. 10, 20. Break that low. Keep going. Break that low. Right here. We break that. I think we can get that little jump down. Now, if you are trading an eval or prop firm account, you want to move your stop kind of to break even or something like that, you can. There's your 1030 marker. And we're waiting. What time was that at? 10:25 ES. This is still a half size trade for me, so it's not that bad. 5.25. I'm gonna hang out with y'all for 5 more minutes and see if we can hit a target or not in 5 minutes. Now, if this goes inverted hammer, if this goes like an inverted hammer Harami and we break down, that's another entry. That's another potential entry here. If you wanted just to be safe and move your stop to this or move a target right here just to grab some, you could. I don't like taking profit less than a 1-to-1. But if you're like, hey man, I'm fine taking 4 points right here, 3.5 points right here. I want to grab that real quick. I'll take a couple contracts off, take one contract off, something like that. But if we get this continuation move, we should drop. This should hit your first target if that breaks. Always try, unless I'm seeing something crazy, I always try to hold to a 1-to-1 minimum and then leave runners for the 1-to-2, 1-to-3. Back and forth here. There's that 1 minute drop. Let's see if we break right here. Come on. Give me that 5-minute break. There you go. There it is. Come on down to that 1-to-1. There's your target off the option. Good trade on the 5-minute option. Let's go, baby. Move your stop to break even. Boom, just got filled right there on my ES. Good trade. Take your stop, drop it down to break even. That just got me. Always have that a tick above, moving my stop just to break even here. Now I'm in a free trade. Worst case scenario, I make money. Good trade. Good trade. Good trade. All right. Who's making money with me today? Good trade off the option. Good job, Ryan, making money. Good job, Lars. Good job, Dennis. What boy, Dave. Get a flush for us, baby. It's a nice little 12% winner. Moving that stop to break even. What I would like to do and see here is this just puke. And get down to 67.96. 67.95 is that 1-2. ES bigger. That's the bigger target on the ES too. 67.90 is that 3-1. It's a big risk. Again, move your stop up just above break even. I'm gonna let you guys take it from here. Okay. Y'all good managing this? Everybody good managing your own trade here? All right. Manage your own trade here. Let's see what happens. If this breaks this low, hopefully, if we can break this 5-minute low here, that keeps dropping. And we get up into the 67.96 and some change. That is the goal. Okay. That is the goal. So let's see if that can play out. What we'd want to see. Now, if this gives you another 5-minute setup, you could theoretically take that as a continuation trade down. Just be careful with it. And you're not seeing huge selling, Apple's off its lows. If this comes back down like -2 or 3, I think we drop. Microsoft's what's really weighing on the market at the moment. And then I want to see this option come up into 375, $4. That would be ideal. Leave you a runner just in case we do drop into the 69.75. Okay. Leave you a little bit of a runner just in case you get on down here. Sound good? Cool, man. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're with us on, you should be making money today. Like you should be profitable. Even if you took that first trade for a small stop, you should be making money. That first trade was, 2.75 risk. I had that half size. This trade was 5.25. I had that half size. I'm up today. All right. So you should be making some money today, whatever you're doing. Well done. Good trades. And let's see if we can't get a runner here. I'll see everybody in 30 minutes in the swing trade room. And if we get that runner, you should be happy. All right. This is why we wait. Hopefully, this teaches you some good patience, and we'll take it from there. All right. Love y'all. We'll see you in